Alright, everybody. I'm extremely tired, and I'm going to go over a few things with you here real quick. We're going down another rabbit hole real fast. So, I saw this picture earlier, and a couple questions I have. I'm not at all saying that that's Kanika, even though it does resemble her. But I was told that the guy on the right is Tolliver. Can anybody tell me why he looks so much older than the Tolliver we saw in the newspaper article when he was arrested? So there's question number one that needs answered. Okay, we're going to move on here, and I don't even know if these are in order, but at this point I don't care. We'll just go as is. Okay? Maybe if this is correct, it'll clear some things up. I was sent an email. Total Truth 21. From my research, Teresa has 6 children. Joshua Martin incarcerated for the murder of Corey Williams in 2014. Then we have Lenore Harris, Kenny Lee Martin, Kanika Jenkins, and then Corey Martin was killed December 16th. Jeremy Martin, I can't find anything on him. Does anybody know anything about a Jeremy Martin? Okay, this is the interesting part. Teresa's last name is Martin. Her children have her maiden name. I don't think Teresa was married to Kenneth Jenkins, which is another good point as to why Kenneth Lee Martin was what I'm assuming his name. From October 24th, 1961, which to, now this is the interesting part, to April 25th, 2006. Now, I've seen 2 articles. I've seen one article that he passed away in 2006, and I saw an article that he passed away in 2013. If he passed away in 2006, why did Miss Martin wait until 2013 to sue for his estate? I mean, that's on her. I don't really care, but that's just the question of why, after so many years, did that happen. I'm not at all pointing fingers at Miss Martin. She's going through enough. But there's so many different angles and answers that we need in order to solve this case, so I'm throwing everything out there. Okay? Antonia Evans, 48. Okay? Now, this is the missing woman that was on Chosen that her mother spoke that is missing. Okay? We're going to come back to that. I want everybody to pay attention to the white girl on the right. Does anybody remember seeing her besides walking in or out? Besides walking in, I should say, the hotel? Or in any footage? Does anybody know her name? Okay? Because we watch tons of footage, and I'll tell you what, we see her come in, but we don't ever see her leave. I'll get a little bit closer. I'm going to send these pictures to Beach Beauty and see if she can get a closer view so that we can tell who this girl is. And this is going to take us back to maybe more than one person went missing that night. Now, this is another part of the hallway. From what I'm assuming from another video that I watched, this is supposed to be Ty, Tanasia, whoever the guy is in the cream beanie, and then the white girl and the girl in the middle. If anybody knows who those three, or at least the two girls are, and you can let me know, that'd be great. Now, I'm pretty sure that those are two different hallways, so I don't know if they came in the back entrance, and when they're walking forward, then it goes past the next part. But another thing that I had noticed is she's on the left here, and then she's on the right here. Okay, I'm not too sure about the address that Miss Barbara said on Chosen's video, but I'm pretty sure it was the Phillips address, and it's kind of hard to see, but it says October 2015. Another point I want to make is I believe this lady, and my next concern would be is maybe she could be confused a little bit as to the address, maybe, because it says up here 2011 to 2016 she lived in Minneapolis, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. That's where everybody needs to put their thinking caps on and do a little bit more research. I'm sure G's going to be all over this when he checks his email. I think I already sent it to him. I'm not too sure. I've sent out a lot of emails today. But we're going to get to the bottom of this. Okay? A couple days ago, when this first happened, I went to Austin, Texas on Facebook, and I typed in Antonia Evans. Okay, that profile came up, not this one, but I'll show you that one in a minute because I think it's at the bottom. I found a profile and I memed the pictures together, so we're going to go through those. But this is another profile that I had found this morning, and I don't really know what's going on here, but something weird's going on. We're going to come back to this. Okay, here's a picture I found on the new Antonia Evans profile, because the one that I found in Texas is now gone. It's kind of blurred, and it looks like an older picture. I don't see a birthmark. And if you look close at the nose, even though it's blurry, I'm trying to look for that chickenpox scar. Like I said, I'm going to send this to Beach Beauty also, and probably Tay Zonde, and see if they can pull the layers off. And we're going to move on here. We're probably going to have to come back to all of these at some point. Okay, I'm going to turn my phone just so we can get a comparison. They're pretty similar. I'm not saying that that's not Kanika, but from what Tay Zonde picked apart, she said it was an older woman. The cheekbones are the same. The eyebrows are the same. I mean, whoever did the makeup did pretty good, especially after the disgusting photos Tay Zonde picked apart from these sick people doing whatever they did to these victims. But you guys can take your screenshots. I'm gonna get a drink here real quick, and we're gonna move on. Okay, now, the lady on the left is the profile that I found a couple days ago before it disappeared. Now, I know her hair, the way her hair's placed on the left, you can't see a birthmark. And I want to know what you think about the comparison. Okay. Now, the two new profiles that I found, one is Antonia Evans with a profile picture of like a quote, and the picture on the left was on there, and it's also on the Tony Evans one as well, I believe. I think that's the same lady. Obviously, it wants me to go back the other way. Okay, now, when I went through her friends list, I came across this lady, okay? And if you go to, I think I have it on here somewhere. Okay. If you read the comments down at the bottom, says you look beautiful and like mom, I love you, big sis. So I did a little research, and this is her profile. Okay, so I started to pay attention to it, and if you look at her shirt, I couldn't make out the first letter, but I punched in the alphabet pretty much from A to Z, and we got Harpeth Heights Baptist Church, okay? And I'll show you that. It is right here in Nashville, Tennessee. If I'm correct, there might be another one, but this is what came up. So I did a little bit more research. I went to and blew her picture up. Okay? There might even be a bigger picture. This might be the big one. Okay? If you look at her nose, it does kind of look a little bit like she has a little scar on her nose, but like I said, I'm going to send this to Beach Barbie and see if she can lighten it up a little bit so we can see. And if you get real close, I was trying to see if, like, right in here that she had a birthmark. That's something else that we're going to have to research. You don't even want to know where my mind's going with this one. But, when I went to her friends list, it said that this is the facility that she was in, Crestview Nursing Home and Rehabilitation. So I clicked on it. And when you click on it, this comes up. Now I'm assuming that this lady might work there. So maybe she could give us some input as to what's going on if we find out that this Antonia lady is missing, or where she's missing from. Now this is another person. I don't know if it's a sister and she's named Tony and one of them's named Antonia, or if it's the same person. But I mean, after I tell you this stuff, this will all be given to G, and he can figure out the rest of that from here. But I'm really concerned on where this white lady went. If you guys look through the footage and you're able to see her leave, the hotel, then please let me know, because we only see her coming in. Okay, we're gonna go over a couple other things, I did go over yesterday, but something happened in the video. I do want to show you something that happens to my computer. Okay, so I have everything in files, okay? So we're gonna go down here, and you can see to where some of the stuff has been taken, okay? Now, I can't tell after how many pictures I have exactly what they took, but the ones that are labeled, like that one, and I noticed a new one tonight, the videos I deleted because it was taking up too much space. But, scroll all the way down to the bottom. I just noticed that those ones were taken. Not that I don't still have them. I do. I'm not stupid. But we're going to go over this one more time because I'm having a hard time understanding exactly what's going on here. Now, there's a lot of scenarios. Okay, we're going to start here. And this is Shaniqua Watkins, and it states that she was arrested for the credit card fraud, okay? I know Kate the other day had said something about she was in jail during the time of this party. And if that's the case, where is she? And I'm going to go back so I can start at the bottom. Alright. Here's the other profile real quick that I was talking about from Austin, Texas. So that's the only one that I found. So between the three profiles, I would imagine one of these has to be her daughter. I'm going to go back to, here's where I'm going to start. This is what doesn't make sense, okay? We have Lenore Harris. We're going to come back to her. Gina Lopez, who was really, I believe, Eugenia Walker, who passed away in the car accident. Except everybody has the remembering except for her. I mean, I don't know if that means anything, but like I said, we're trying to cover every angle here. Monifa, Irene, Shamaya, and something they all have in common is they live and grew up on 3rd Street. Now in Alabama, this is what I'm having a hard time understanding. Why and if the people that we know in this footage and that were Kanika's friends, why am I able to find all of the same people but with different faces in Alabama? So I'm imagining if there are crisis actors or however this works, that this could possibly be the Bree. That this could possibly be the Monifa, the Lenore, the Irene. And I don't know if this has something to do with that book or what the hell is going on, because there's so many possibilities at this point, and I really just want Mrs. Martin to have peace of mind and everybody else, because whatever's going on in that hotel is the most fucked up scenario that we could ever come up with. The Shemaya, Abriana, now this is the Bianca Milani that I think played one of the Kanikas in the bathroom with Monifa. I'm sure you've all seen that on Facebook. There was somebody had said that Lenore was dating Yodi and that he had passed away, but from my understanding, he's still alive. So I don't know if this is like the fake Lenore or how that works. But I think it's really odd that I can find all the same people in Alabama with different faces than the people that we actually know. Maybe this is another Kanika. It says best friends. And, I mean, if you look at it, it does kind of look like it could be a Monifa and a Kanika. Criminal Minds needs to come in and deal with this. Honestly. Destiny Johnson. Could be another Kanika. Or by the hair, it could possibly be another Bree. She also sells fake lashes. This is Victoria Love or Destiny Johnson. It's one of their sisters, which she could possibly play Kanika or Bree, because if you saw the picture that's up here, she's kind of short and Bree's kind of short. This is who we're all thinking, from my understanding, is Eugenia Walker. But I've been told a million times that Eugenia Walker was never at the party. Now, this is a recent pick, so I'm wondering if she played Eugenia. And why? Why would people go to this much trouble? What are they covering up? And here's another one. Shaquilla Harris, if I'm pronouncing that correct. And I've also noticed there's a lot of Harris, a lot of Johnson, Jenkins. I don't know if that is a connection or if it has anything to do with it. If you're researching, maybe it'll help you out. And then we're back to Shanika Watkins. Another thing I want to point out is, do we have the name of the person whose credit card was used? And if so, were they a victim? Does it state that on any of the police reports? One more thing I'll point out is we see Monifa walking down the hallway with a pair of shoes. Is that because the person in the freezer, they didn't fit and they had to find another pair of shoes? One more thing that I want to add is when Zach's doing the interview with Irene, she states that it's her 21st birthday. But I thought at first she was 19. Also, I want to point out the pants he was wearing during the interview. They were camouflage. And isn't he from Harlem? Though one of the psychics that I had watched, and I watched another one tonight, said H. And we've gone over this in one of my other videos, that Herbie owns a bar on Harlem Street in Chicago. And I do believe that one of the other psychics did actually say the name Herbie, so I think we're starting to get somewhere. I can go over all these and let you see them and get screenshots real quick. And if anybody understands what the hell is going on, as far as why there are real people and fake people, one more thing I could point out is that during Kate's interview with Gina Kidd, Gina even states what happened to the white girl. She came in, but she never left. And I think that's a pretty good question. Another scenario that I thought is, what if while Kanika was stumbling around, she stumbled into the kitchen and saw something she shouldn't have saw, and that's what happened to her. But the biggest thing here is trying to figure out why there are all these people that we know and all these people that look exactly like the people that we know, and why their names are the same or pretty close to it, or the stories. You know what I mean? Like Irene has a child, so does this other girl. And I'm not saying that everybody doesn't have a child, but the stories and the pages and stuff like that are all really similar. Another thing is the Jordans that Kanika had on, were those new? Or can anybody find out for me what year those came out? Because somebody else had stated to me that this footage could be old and they meshed it with the new footage, possibly to confuse us. And if we knew what year those Jordans came out, maybe that would give us a little more insight as to what's going on. Let me think if there's anything else. I don't know. I'm pretty tired, so I'm gonna get some sleep. And I'll be back with you for the next video. But if you can find any of those questions out from what we've gone over in this video, that would be great. One more thing that I want to mention is when Chosen did the interview earlier with the mother of Antonia Evans, I went to the bathroom, and when I came back, everybody was freaking out in his chat. Something about she was on the phone, and he was freaking out, and everybody was freaking out because she said they're taking me underground. What the hell did that mean? Is she okay? And with as much crazy stuff that's going on with this hotel and this case, if you were going to interview somebody, I was under the impression that it was going to be face-to-face, but I'm assuming that it wasn't. Maybe it was, but like, the lady was already scared, so I just would have wished that she would have had protection. If that's what happened. Like, why would she state that she was being taken underground and start crying? From what I'm understanding from what he said in the chat. I applaud Chosen for what he's doing, but at the same time, if this comes back as what everybody else is accusing him of, which is lying, that's horrible. And I just want to say that from somebody that had said something in another chat, like, I'm not bashing nobody, we're all trying to figure out what's going on, but like, if that comes back the case, that's like 4 felonies. So I just want to make sure that this lady's okay, regardless if her daughter is missing or not. So everybody have a good day, and I'll be back here with you in a little bit. This right here I wanted to show you, though, I believe is the fake Shanika Watkins. So where's the real one that we know? And could it be possible that these are the real people? And the pictures that we are seeing could possibly be from like 2014 or 2015. And for some reason, we're seeing shit that already happened. But why?